Monday, November 26th, 2018. We're going to look at some frequencies tonight. First off, we're looking at, this is from this morning, and this is Alabama, Mississippi. And we're going to notice these nice straight lines. I hope you can see that. Let me zoom in a little bit. Get over. See if this will work. All right. Right here, rolling right down. Actually, you'll see lines going every which way. And then over top of it, you can see some pollution from airplanes. Shrink that back down. Take another look. Here's Kentucky, Tennessee. We can see the same effect all through that. All through this. A little later in the day. Just rolling through. Look at these lines going the opposite way, pushing out. These lines going the opposite way, pushing out. Okay, now we're going to take a look at, this is the mid-level water vapor imagery. We've got about 200 frames going, but I want to see this storm, pay attention to this storm that rolled through the Midwest. And then these storms out here, we're going to see all kinds of janky stuff going on with our jet stream. Lots of squares. They're just gouging in the high pressure there, shoving that up. And then we're going to take a look at the next rad-based reflectivity imagery for, this is from the 25th. This is from yesterday morning into the evening. And we're going to see all kinds of interference here. All kinds of crazy digital pings and boxes, scoreboards. This is most likely from the space fence or paved pause units at the Robins Air Force Base, and there's one in the Panhandle of Florida. Now, interference is caused when another device transmits at the same frequencies that the radars use. So the radars are picking it up. It's interference. So we're seeing all kinds of janky stuff there. Get to a little later in that day. This is 25th into the today. And we'll see the same down here, more interference. And then we'll go to the microwave imagery map. Boy, did we see a lot here. Starting with the 24th. We'll notice that big zap right here, going right up through Africa. And then we'll pay attention to these rivers up here, because sometimes you got to wait when these signatures appear to see what it actually does to these rivers in our sky, which would be these arms that stretch up, because we got this equatorial band where most of our water vapor lies, and then these arms that reach out, which is your atmospheric rivers. Now they can bump these, twist these up, dam them up. They can do all kinds of things with these. Now there's actual companies out there that, sell these services, and they swear they can steer atmospheric rivers, and I don't doubt that they can. They can do it with electromagnetic energy from either lasers or microwaves. So we're seeing all this interference. Zzz, zzz. Look at the cloud layer. What do we see? Now, nature doesn't work in straight lines. Do we see all the? Can you see these straight lines? And you can see lines rolling each and every way. And these lines don't move. If you put a envelope up there or something, you would notice that this line stays stationary. It just looks like it's moving, Like, I compare it to if you put a bunch of metal shavings on a piece of paper and you had a magnet laying down underneath the table, and you'd roll that piece of paper across, you would see that the shavings wouldn't move. Now the paper's moving, and if you were just focused on the paper, it would look like the shavings are moving, but they're actually not. They're staying stationary. Move right along. What do we want to look at? All this snow storm. See nice squares in it. I did have another image pulled up. But the snow is the blue right here. And we got several rectangles with perfect angles, straight lines in it. And then we'll get to, can you see it very good in this one? Yeah, you can see the angles. This squares everywhere. Obviously see it in this one, squares everywhere. What else did I want to get into? Oh, to match up with this bzzz here going in the southeast, 25th, we're going to go to the Schumann resonance. What we're going to see here, now the Schumann resonance is supposed to be 7.83, I believe, which is this line right here. This is your baseline, and that's what your planet is supposed to be. But as you can see right here, 24th and 25th, it's absolutely off the chart. And I didn't know how accurate that one was, so I looked up other devices, and we're getting these same spikes in between those same times on other devices. So something is ringing the bell, or ringing our planet. Showing up on here, right here, up through Africa. Now there is a harp up in Norway, the ice cat, and I believe it is potentially, I think, like up to 100 times stronger than the one in Alaska, which is harp. See this one? You got evidence there, and evidence in the cloud layer. Okay? And I'll show you. See that? Here's my sky from today. Nice big roll clouds. Start a little earlier so you can see nice straight lines. Long tubular roll clouds. Now sometimes it won't be as thick, and these are like perfect. These were almost perfect, but you can see the roll cloud. Took some more pictures of it. Yeah, right here was a good view of it. Just got through all that. This chem spray, which has been absolutely horrible. That's today. Okay, yesterday. Absolutely horrible. Look at this. It's all from planes. Just contrails, so they say, that cover our planet nearly every day. There's a big one today, right up through the middle of these storms. 26. And when I seen that big zap, I thought they were working on these two. You know, there's so many of these devices around, like it's hard to tell which ones are being used for what. They threw out a new term today, if it'll load. Oh, frontogenesis. 500 millibar height falls. And they got question mark, question mark. They're trying to explain this square patch of snow that landed on us. Or you guys in the Midwest. We didn't really get any. What else did I want to get into? Oh, laser written contrails and invisible planes. Here's technology to make planes invisible using what? Frequencies, electromagnetic frequencies, okay, or lasers. Lasers, frequencies, microwaves. You know, I wish I had that chart up. It's all around you. You're being surrounded by it every day, more and more every day. Up in YouTube, go to Jim Lee. He put out a video where 5G is coming. They're gonna surround us with it, whether you like it or not. Right here, 5G and broadband from space and airplanes. So they're gonna hook these transmitters up to the tail fins of planes, and so we're gonna be surrounded by 5G constantly, whether you like it or not. I did have up the flight radar. Where's the flight radar? But anyways, there's 100,000 air flights every day. 5,000 planes over your head in America, United States, at any given time. So, where is my... Well, it's right at the top. Just to give you a quick view. What this looks like at any given time. See that? See this? But anyways, that's my report. Oh, here was something from 1986, the year I was born. Star Wars, lasers held able to incinerate cities. Consequences of resulting massive firestorms called as disastrous as those of nuclear winter. So that's a thought to end on there. Thought to ponder, thought to end on. Bells are ringing. We got evidence of frequencies, microwaves being used to manipulate our weather. To me, it is not accidental because I can open any I got all these tabs saved. It's all about weather manipulation. It's all there. Do your homework. Go to Google, type in whatever, like right here. I just Google Scholar typed in electromagnetic shifting weather modification. And then all this comes up. Get to reading. Because whether you believe it's happening or not, it's happening. That's my story. I'm sticking to it. And we'll check back in at a later date.